It's a hot summer morning in northern New Mexico. 3 years into my marriage with 2 babies under 3. The smell of coffee's in the air, and then the sudden loud voice of alcohol bellowing from my husband. You're the worst mom ever. I don't even love you anymore. No one wants you. His words pile on top of my severe postpartum depression. They linger in the air after he's gone to work. My tears won't stop. I can't keep trying and waiting for things to get better. I have to make a choice. Stay and save the marriage, be victimized while my kids watch, or fight to leave and protect them and pay the price of his retaliation. I wasn't always like this. When I was little, I wanted to change the world. I was this sensitive kid. I could feel how people were suffering. I knew it could be different. I wanted to help. Life had other plans. By the time I was 3 years old, I knew just what was expected of me. Be quiet, be cute, and be pleasing, and stop having so many feelings and needs. This conditioning became my story of who I should be in the world. I learned it so well, my life was full of unsafe, compromising situations. That line between being a good girl and feeling powerless as a woman was a thin, barely visible one. The upside was, with my radar, I could tell what people needed before they did. When I was 9, I gathered up my courage to talk to my dad. It was early evening. He just got home from work. Dad, will you please stop drinking? What? Well, when you drink and then you and Mom fight, it's bad. Will you stop? I have no idea what you're talking about. Kudos to that brave little one for trying. At age 12, I was in the 7th grade, pretty anxious and depressed. And one day after school, I was on my way home, walking on this steep, secluded street. I passed this parked car with 2 men inside. When I heard the car door open, I just automatically glanced back. And this tall man is walking very fast straight at me. Run! I take off, and I don't stop till I make it to my friend's house over a mile away and call my mom. Whew, who knew being on the track team that I hated so much was going to save me that day? When we wonder, how can we help change the world? How can we create more peace, gender equality, and freedom? The answer lies within us. We are the future leaders that we need. We can find our voice, own our truth, claim our power. Here's how. Step 1, putting yourself first. Sometimes the changes we want to see out in the world, they can't start there. We can't convince people to change who aren't ready, willing, or able to. We need to focus on ourselves. The first step towards empowerment is paying attention to what's okay and not okay for us. We have to trust our experience and name it for ourselves. Then we can begin to speak up and set boundaries. But I'll be honest, if you're like me and you grew up without a voice, it'll take some practice. But it's worth it. Find your voice. Own your truth. Claim your power. Step 2, facing your life. When we need to move forward and be empowered in the future, we need to do that by facing our past. Who we are and what we struggle with has more to do with our family history than we know. I know, we want to avoid it. It seems so much easier, but it's really not. Because until we face our past and the feelings and wounds we have from it, we can't move beyond it. We'll stay stuck, unhappy, disempowered. Knowing our family patterns helps us see what we do that isn't serving us. Growing up in an alcoholic family, I loved being an overachiever. I felt so empowered till I noticed its counterpart, the inner critic in my head, was constantly judging me as never good enough. We are not defined by what happens to us. We are who we choose to become because of it. Find your voice. Own your truth. Claim your power. Step 3, living on purpose. We can get by cruising through life on autopilot, sort of letting things come, or we can live intentionally. This is the game changer. When we consciously choose to unlearn the old stories of who we think we are that are holding us back, and we write new, empowering ones that inspire and motivate us to be our best. Back to that morning in the kitchen, where I'm on the fence. Should I stay or should I go? I left 3 weeks later with a 1.5 and a 2.5-year-old in tow, despite threats on my life and daily harassment that continued. I took charge of my life, focused on restoring my sanity and my health and becoming the mom I knew I could be for my kids. I was learning to love and care about myself for the first time. This was my new story unfolding. Find your voice. Own your truth. Claim your power. For over 30 years, I've been honored to guide thousands of women in this life-changing work. When we as women commit to our personal transformation, we are claiming our right to become powerful beyond measure. We become clear and resilient and secure in who we are. We no longer need to compete with others. Instead, we lift each other up. And together, we develop our full potential and influence in the world. We're able to make it a better place for future generations. It's my passion to help women leaders be able to navigate complexity with greater confidence, transcend glass ceilings with more ease, and discover the new paradigms for more peace, gender equality, and freedom in the world that we're all waiting for. We are the future leaders that we need. Every day, we get to ask ourselves, what's keeping me from my full power and potential? Like I did decades ago when I decided that my marriage wasn't safe and healthy for me to stay, and I left. Follow these steps. Putting yourself first, facing your life, living on purpose, and turn your struggles into your greatest strengths. Think of one small step, small action you could take today to inspire you and your new story. And go do it. It's your time to find your voice, own your truth, claim your power.